Good morning, you guys. How are you guys doing on today?
Good morning.
Welcome back to Remnant Mentality Ministries Youth Sunday, you guys. We are back. After a minute, I'm about to start calling this Car Chronicles, okay? Because we're sitting here in the car giving you the unadulterated word of God from the car, you guys. So we are back. We are back on the scene to pick back up where we left off on where were you at right now, baby?
Exodus 16 chapter.
Exodus 16, y'all. Remember, I told you this is our Exodus. This is our season of going through and going to the next level in Christ. God is taking us to the next level. We are in our Exodus. We are leaving from the things of the past and we are going to the things of the future. But if you're following along in Exodus, God is going to teach you some things about what happens when you leave one door and go into another and go through another door. What are some things that we, little babies, even us as believers, need to learn about when God is promoting us or elevating us, or allowing us to go from one area to another area, from a bad situation into a good situation? Remember, the people of Israel were slaves, and God allowed them to walk through the Red Sea and escape Pharaoh and his people, and now they are free. Okay, so now that they are free and they are on their way to the promised land, being led by Moses and people, what are they doing now that they are set free? Let's find out. Let's find out what they're doing, what Moses and his people are doing as they get set free. Excuse me for my finger. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I know we are in Exodus, the 16th chapter. Exodus 16th chapter picks up on where the people of Israel have left slavery, and now they're with Moses. They have made it through the waters, family, mama, daddy, grandma, grandpa, auntie, cousin, dog, cat, everybody, and crossed over the Red Sea, and they have now made it to on their way to the promised land. Anywhere is the promised land when you being set free from slavery. Okay, so they are in the promised land. Okay, so now they get here in chapter 16. It picks up and says the people, they now getting upset. They now getting in their feelings.
Let's put it in perspective. The Lord has did great miracle for them. He has split the Red Sea. At this time, the sea was the Red Sea was huge. It was deep. It was all of that. The Red Sea was crazy. And so the Lord had put fire came down. Remember, he was leading them by smoke, by the cloud or whatever. And then the Egyptians was chasing them, right? And so then the cloud came from in front of them. They got to the Red Sea. The cloud came from in front of them, came back, and then it served them as a protector.
Oh, yeah.
It protected them. And then once it started protecting them, God and Moses tapped the water with his stick, put his water stick, and then it parted the Red Sea. That's a miracle in itself. That's a miracle. So now they have crossed the Red Sea.
Crossed the Red Sea, y'all.
All right.
So now that they crossed the Red Sea, they have walked through miracle. Now they are in the desert. I'm gonna say they in the desert, and they have nothing going. They're starting to get worried. They're starting to get scared because they're not where they used to be anymore. Okay, and they are in a land that they have never seen before. They're in a place that they've never been before, and they're starting to get scared. They're starting to get worried, like any of us would. And now they're starting to complain to Moses, we ain't got no food. What we gonna eat? What we gonna drink? Where we gonna live? Where we gonna stay? What's going on? You have brought us all the way over here, and now we ain't got nothing to show for. All we got is our family. What you gonna do? So Moses, he's starting to get in his feelings because Moses is thinking to himself, I led y'all through a miracle. I walked y'all through a miracle. I helped you guys get set free. I helped you guys cross on over through the Red Sea. Did you know it was a miracle? And now you questioning my God, the God that I serve, the God that brought you through. You questioning him about how he feeds you and how he gonna protect you and how he gonna take care of you. Didn't he take care of you when you walked through the Red Sea? This is how Moses is feeling. He's starting to feel some kind of way about how the people are treating and talking about his God. Okay, so he goes, it says he goes and he prays to God, and he says, God, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Your people, they over here complaining, and they not being mindful of what you brought us through. They not being mindful of where you have took us. Now they get forgetful. Isn't that how we are? When God do something great for us and things are going, things are good, but we seem to forget. Kids, you do the same thing. Your mama get you something that you really, really want, or your daddy get you something that you really, really want. Things are going great.
Yeah.
But when that toy get old, or when that outfit get old, you want something, you start complaining all over again. You forgot what they did for you. You forgot what they gave you. You forgot how they went through and struggled to get you what they got you. Now you want something new. And that's what the people were saying. They were saying, we want something new. We crossed the Red Sea, and now we want something else. They begging for something else. Isn't that how we do, kids?
That's us.
You get what we want, and then
some
grown-ups, we get what we want, and then after we get what we want, we start begging for something else. We forgot what you just did. We now begging for something else. So now they begging for food. Now they begging for bread. Now they begging for meat. They begging for all these things. Instead of letting God be God. That should be the title. Let God be God. If God be God, God gonna take us. If God brought us through the Red Sea, God gonna provide us something to eat. But that's not their mentality. That's not their mindset. That's not how they thought about it. They were becoming ungrateful. And God is not God doesn't like ungrateful people. It pleases him. It hurts his heart when we are ungrateful, when we are not appreciative of what it is that he has done for us. And so God, because he loves us so much, because he loves us so, he pretty much goes ahead and he does what the people ask him to do. It says he went on ahead and got the people some bread. So he told Moses, I'm going to let bread come down in the morning. It's going to be manna. And then I'm going to give them something to eat. I'm going to let quail fall from the sky, y'all. Quail for thousands of people fall from the sky. Bread for thousands of people come from the sky. That next morning, it appears on the ground for them. Enough bread for everybody. Nobody get left behind. Enough meat for everybody. Nobody gets left behind. There was thousands and thousands of slaves. And God took care of everybody. Not one time did it mention in the Bible that any of the animals died because they didn't have nothing to eat. The animals were taken care of. Even the animals were taken care of. It says God made sure of that. And then told them, okay, make sure on the Sabbath, which is Sunday, which is today, on Sunday, the seventh day, you make sure that they don't do anything. You make sure that they worship and praise me on that day. And because they gonna worship me and praise me on that day, on Saturday morning, I'm gonna let enough food fall on Saturday for Sunday so that they don't even do nothing. I don't want them to do nothing, but remind them of this. Don't be greedy. Don't take too much. Take just enough for you and your family for Saturday and for Sunday. Yeah. You know some, we don't like to obey. So we taking too much. And God said, and if you do take too much, I'm going to make that rot. And I'm going to make it turn into little worms because you disobeyed me.
And he wanted to get the Israelites to have them to trust him every day for the meal. He didn't like he was going to do. He was going to provide them food every day. Every day. That's why he don't want you to save it up at that point in their life. He just wanted them to totally depend on him. He didn't want them to think it was nobody else that's helping them deliver them but the Lord.
That is a good, that'll preach. Now that's a good word. God trying to teach them how to completely depend on him for everything, for every step that you take, for every move that you make, hey, Bobby Brown, for everything that you do in life. God says to you on today, trust him. Let him take care of you, your every need. You don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to take care of itself. God just wanted them to trust him with every step, every day. And so he did that. And it says, as they did that, it said God led them through. God preserved them. God kept them. Okay. And it says that he told them to reserve Sunday. And as they did that, he continued to bless them. And then he also told them to get you some bread and set it aside, put it in a jar, and let it be, and put it in the tabernacle, and allow it to remind you. Let it be a keepsake for you that I am a provider, that I will take care of you, that I will never leave you. I will not forsake you. I will never leave you by yourself. I will never leave you alone, and that I will always make sure I meet your needs according to my glory, so that I get the praise, but you will always be taken care of. So he told them, put this to the side as a keepsake. You know, just like you take pictures, or you and your friends, and you set it on your wall, or you put it on and you say, this is a keepsake. This is a reminder. God said, let that jar of bread that you put in the jar be a reminder to you that I provided, that I gave you food to eat, and I give you something to drink, that I always made sure that you were taken care of, and made sure everything went well for you. So if you guys on today don't get anything else, oh yes, one more thing I want you guys to know before I end this. God, it says in the end of the chapter, that God gave them bread and quail, or manna and quail, for 40 years. It says he was a keeper of his word. He made sure that they ate every day, 2 to 3 times a day. They had plenty of food to eat for 40 years. God kept his word. Even when we don't keep our word, God keeps his word, you guys. He will, if he promised you something, he gonna do it. And he will take care of you, because he took care of them. For 40 years, they was in the wilderness, and God took care of them. They were in the desert for 40 years, and God made sure they had everything that they needed. So if he did it for them, he'll do it for he is a promise keeper. He will keep his word. So you guys, that is the end of chapter 16, you guys. Next week, we will be picking back up on chapter 17. We were going to find out how the people are starting to act and behave as they are in the wilderness with Moses and the people. Let's find out, are they going to get on a good foot and do right and obey God and do what he tells them to do and be grateful? Or are they going to start going left? All the way left? Are they going to start doing things they know they shouldn't do? Are they going to start talking back to Moses and acting crazy and trying to go back to where Pharaoh is? What they going to do? We don't. We're going to find out next week in chapter 17 of Exodus. How are the people going to respond now that they are free from Pharaoh?
Hey, you guys, it's gonna be a really good time. So you got here next week to Miss Marie, and she is going to bring this together for the next 2 chapters.
Amen. It is going to be awesome and amazing. Don't forget, we are in our Exodus, y'all. This is a new year for us. Everything is going to be new, and new. And God is going to take us from glory to glory in him. He's going to show us his awesome, amazing things that he can do in us and through us this year, you guys. So you guys tune back in next Sunday on the book. You find us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. Catch us on the book, Remnant Mentality Ministries. This is your girl, Carolyn Gamble.
And I'm Gary Gamble.
And we'll see y'all next week, y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Peace.